Welcome out here to IceHogs Warmup here on the Justice Network on 23.3. I'm Bob Mills, standing alongside Kyle Stuetzel. Got another good show in store for you here today as the IceHogs prepare for a Sunday evening matchup on the road against the Iowa Wild. We'll see what Rockford can do tonight. We'll have a chance to check in with Rockford IceHogs forward Vince Hinostroza, who is recently back from the National Hockey League, and see what his experience was like up at the NHL level. We'll, of course, preview today's game against Iowa, check in with our affiliates both up in Chicago and down in Indianapolis, and we'll, of course, break down the three keys for tonight's game against the Iowa Wild as well. So, mentioned Hinostroza just a second ago, Kyle, and he's one of a few players so far for the Rockford IceHogs that have had a chance to at least go up to the National Hockey League, and, of course, he got to play in some games as well. Looking at some of these players here for Rockford that are have some NHL experience now this season. Certainly Vince Hinostroza, one of them. Victor Svedberg got a chance to start the year out up in Chicago and scored his first NHL goal, which was cool to see as well.
Yeah, they've had quite a few guys already in this early part of the season go up to the Chicago Blackhawks, but the main name we are really looking at is Tanner Caro. He did have a very good start to the season for the Rockford IceHogs and earned himself a spot on the Chicago Blackhawks roster. So we're looking forward to watching him hopefully continue to improve his game. His stat line for the Rockford IceHogs: 7 games played, 8 points, 6 goals. Nobody was really even close on the Rockford IceHogs in terms of just the amount of playing level and skill that he was bringing to the games for the IceHogs. But Tanner Caro, Eric Gustafson was a recent call-up just a few days ago, so we're looking forward to seeing these guys grow in the Chicago Blackhawks organization.
Yeah, you talk about Tanner Caro. He won the American Hockey League Player of the Week award going into this week for what he did for Rockford the previous week, getting a game-winning goal against the Iowa Wild, who, of course, Rockford is taking on here again this afternoon, as they did this past Friday as well. Caro was also a big factor in that contest against the Chicago Wolves the following Friday night, so it's good to see when he's getting an opportunity to get the job done. He scored against the Milwaukee Admirals to help the IceHogs continue a 3-game winning streak at the time. So it's always nice when you see players get rewarded for that type of hard work, as we saw with Tanner Caro. And you know what? He deserved his opportunity to go up to the National Hockey League level, and we certainly wish him the best while he's there. And hey, if he gets a chance to come back here to Rockford, we'll be happy to take him.
We would love to have him back. This team always would like their top scorer back. But again, this guy is a proven scorer. He's out of Michigan Tech. He's a rookie this season, and he's only played 13 games with the IceHogs, but he's notched 11 goals in those 13 regular season games. And he's just been fantastic, and he's really earned this spot for the Chicago Blackhawks. So as much as we'd love to see him go up, we also would like him to stay with the IceHogs and see him have success with our team here. But again, he's earned the right to go up. He's got a great stick. He's got a great handle. He knows the awareness on the ice. He's a great two-way player. He gets up and back down the ice. So overall, he's a great player, and we're looking forward from good things from him.
Absolutely. And as we look at the affiliation as a whole, let's take a look first at the Chicago Blackhawks, who have been playing some pretty good hockey as of late. Actually, I believe they were the first team in the overtime era of the National Hockey League just this past week to win 2 straight games in overtime by a 1-0 score. Jonathan Tate is the captain of the team, getting both goals. Also, of course, Patrick Kane's been lighting it up, and he's had a chance to team up this year with Artemi Panarin, who's been outstanding as well. So it's been fun to see what the Chicago Blackhawks have done lately.
They might have had a sluggish start. I don't know if I want to call it sluggish, because it was only maybe 2 games that they struggled, and they picked it up ever since. They're looking like the same team they were last season. But again, Jonathan Tays came in captain clutch for these guys in the overtime period. And it wasn't against 2 teams that were at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, the Anaheim Ducks are bottom of the barrel this season, but last year they were the conference final, Western Conference final team they faced. They beat them in 7 games, and they're not a team to take easy. And they beat them, what should be a high-scoring team, and also the Tampa Bay Lightning, also known to be a very high-scoring team. Both shut them out in both games, 1-0 overtime, and they're playing very good defensively. Corey Crawford is looking like his old self again in the playoffs, in the regular season, and they're really generating a lot of good scoring from the young guys. And Artemi Panarin, he's been playing great with Patrick Kane. They're both line mates on that second line, and they've been flourishing this season for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, you mentioned Corey Crawford got both of those shutouts for the Chicago Blackhawks in those overtime victories as well. So it's been nice to see him get a chance to continue his success at the NHL level. Always fun to see an IceHog alumni that gets a chance to move on up there and continue to have success. And then as we look at the Indy Fuel as well, the ECHL season still a little bit young, but we've already seen a little bit of an impact here on the IceHog roster from the ECHL affiliate, the Indy Fuel. Matson recently called up here, Nick Matson to the Rockford IceHogs, Sam Jardine up here right now with Rockford, and Chris D'Souza got a chance to play his first American Hockey League game against Milwaukee, helping Rockford to a win.
You know, it's always nice to see the ECHL affiliate providing great players for the Rockford IceHogs. Nick Matson came up for the IceHogs. We're looking forward to possibly seeing him play, fill in maybe for Eric Gustafson. But again, he's a good defenseman. He's earned the spot to come up here. We've got Sam Jardine, and we've got Chris D'Souza, who made a big impact against the Milwaukee Admirals in his first game, getting the major boarding penalty. So welcome to the AHL for Chris D'Souza. But again, it's always nice to see that both teams, whether it's the AHL or the ECHL, to provide players for the team ahead of them in the affiliate.
Exactly. So congratulations to everybody along the organization that's had a chance to continue to move their careers forward. For now, though, we'll take a quick step aside. We'll have a chance to check in with a guy we were just talking about. That is Vince Hinostroza. We'll check in with him next. It's IceHog Warmup right here on the Justice Network on 23.3. Back with more after this.